I just don't like our colors. Like I hate our
Black and
colors.
yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Bum 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 bum.
Let me plug in my get her done.
Dude.
Get her done.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Morning Wood. My name is Matthew. I am joined with my good friend Jason. As always, football's in full effect. Basketball actually started.
The association?
The NBA started. We had Bronny James and LeBron playing together the other night. First dad and son duo, I think, in the NBA to ever do it. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, but that was pretty awesome to see. I wish he would have hit that three, low key, because that place would have erupted.
Yeah,
in that arena.
The books would have been happy because everyone took Bronny's under 1.5 points.
Oh, yeah. That would have been hilarious, actually. That would have been hilarious. I'm surprised it didn't even happen, but that was pretty cool to see. Again, hockey started. The World Series, when does that start?
Friday.
Tomorrow
Actually.
night. Game 1.
Yankees Dodgers.
So sports, fall is the best season. If you don't like fall, I feel bad for you.
I think we get like the sports eclipse coming up where it's like MLB, NHL, NFL, and NBA all play on the same day.
That's a W.
Yeah.
I will be there for that. That's exciting stuff. NBA starting. Like everything.
Tomorrow. No, there's no NFL tomorrow. Sunday, probably.
There is no NFL tomorrow, but Sunday could be the day. We'll look into that. Let's get into top of the morning news. DeAndre Hopkins is a Kansas City Chief. We talked about they need to go find some help in that department. They're dealing with injuries, obviously. They needed to, fill that spot in. They get D-Hop for a 5th round pick. I did see this on Pat McAfee's show. I'm not sure what these teams are kind of doing. Like, I get DeAndre Hopkins isn't maybe as young as he used to be, but if you told me right now that you can get him for a 5th round pick, all you have to do is think of it as a fan. Your 5th round pick that you were going to draft in the draft is now DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
sounds good to me. That's great. It could be a 4th round pick. I think the how it works is if they get to the Super Bowl, I think it's a Super Bowl appearance and then something else that changes that to a 4th or 5th round pick. But regardless, getting D-Hop for a 5th round pick, I mean, are my Steelers awake out there? What are we doing?
Any team. Like, any team that, like, they were like, you can get D-Hop for a 5th round? Yeah, like, any team would have been on board for that. And I think Ty mentioned it on the Pat McAfee show, like, after, like, the first 20 picks in the draft, like, a 2nd round and, like, a 5th round, like, you never know what you're going to get, like, depending on the guy. So it's really not like you're losing that much.
Right.
Like, if you get, like, a 3rd round pick or a 5th round pick, it's, like, almost the same.
Yeah. Great. Obviously, great pickup for the Chiefs. They needed that. We'll see, how that looks on Sunday, I believe. And moving on to another receiver, we got Cooper Kupp is expected to play tonight versus the Vikings. We've been waiting to see that since he got hurt after being taken off the injury report. He did have some questions asked about him, about actually the same thing, trade rumors with Cooper Kupp. He did say that all he's worried about is preparing and playing well for the Rams. That's all that's on his mind. So that was nice to see.
Good football player.
He is a football player. I love Cooper Kupp. He's been solid for, I think, 7 years now since being on the Rams. But there are talks about my Steelers acquiring him or making a move to get him. We did obviously go into the season with the Ayuk rumors. We do have the money for it. We're not really paying our quarterbacks much. Both Russ and Fields are not, breaking the budget or anything. So we do have some money to kind of spend on a wide receiver. So I would like to see us go after him. Any veteran presence. We've seen it now with the Bills getting Amari. Obviously the Jets with Devontae, D-Hop to the Chiefs, and I would love to see us get a Cooper Kupp. But there are rumors about that. I did see some rumors about the Chiefs going after Kupp as well. That would be insane of a 1-2 punch, obviously in Kansas City. So we'll see how that goes. But regardless, Kupp is expected to play, so glad to see him back. Hopefully that connection, is in full effect tonight. Other reports, there were some sights at the Packers practice facility this week with former head coach of the Jets, Robert Saleh, was there. Not sure what that's looking like, if they're looking to put him on the coaching staff. I don't really know what he would even do, But there was rumors about that and sites that he was there at the practice. So kind of interesting. He does have some history. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, he does have history with LaFleur, so we'll see how that goes. Just kind of interesting. My man was just kind of chilling out there. He's unemployed.
The Jets defense looked better when he was the head coach than they do now. So,
hey, maybe he's just going to give him some tips. Maybe he's just going to help him out. Moving on, the Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski says that Jameis Winston, Mr. Crab Legs himself, Mr. 30 for 30, will be starting on Sunday versus your Ravens. So hopefully that offense, which is one of the worst we've ever seen in NFL history, actually, can get something going. I know, you guys are coming off 5 wins in a row. I regardless of even if y'all win, just move the ball a little bit, Browns. Jeez Louise.
I mean, every time Nick Chubb plays us, he turns into prime Eric Dickerson. So we'll see how that goes.
He is kind of like that. But Colts D lineman DeForest Buckner is returned to practice. This was today, I believe. Actually, this was yesterday as of when we were recording this, after being placed on IR early in the season. So that's good to see. The Colts are 4-3. Hopefully that kind of, keeps the momentum going. If he can play this Sunday, we'll see how that goes. Another person returning to practice is Tua. Tua Tagovailoa is back at practice as a full participant this week. He's now trending towards actually playing this Sunday and returning against the Cardinals after suffering that concussion early in the season.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Tua.
Yeah, baby Tua.
Baby.
He did say no to wearing the Guardian cap. So I did see that earlier in the week. He's, I don't know. I mean, obviously I've liked him out of Alabama. I hope he stays healthy. That's all I care about. And the Dolphins need something.
Tyreek Hill said they're back. He said, start me in your fantasy lineup, or Tyreek Hill is back. So we'll see how that goes this week.
Cheetah might go for 202 touchdowns. So, I mean.
It's crazy to see how important Tua was to that offense. I guess he operates like a pretty dynamic offense with those two guys.
I mean,
he's giving him the respect he deserves because their offense does not look good without him.
I said this when he left, but he might be the only quarterback that can run that offense with Daniels, because good Lord. And then moving on, lastly, we got some big news. If you haven't been following, this might be the biggest news we've ever had on the show. Yeah. If you haven't been following on TikTok, on Twitter, the MCAA, okay? The Minecraft Football League. If you haven't really been paying attention, we got big stuff going on. And some big news, Pig State coming off a tragic bombing they had a couple weeks ago. At home, they host Old Moo. They win big. The fans rush the field, and they have another bombing. Unbelievable stuff in this one, as they just built a brand new $13 billion stadium. Unbelievable events, but they did get the win. I believe they're improved to 6-1 now on the season. So if you haven't been following,
I need some Pig State merch. I need a jersey.
I need some. I mean, they're kind of like that. I'm a big fan of the Sheep State team.
I'm a Skeleton State kind of guy.
They're undefeated. Sheep State's undefeated now.
Sheep State's kind of nasty.
They were one in the power rankings, so they're kind of like that.
I saw them. They took the goalpost down in one of their wins. They rushed the field.
They did.
Crazy.
Sheep State's like that. They get ratty out there.
They get ratty. It's a tough barn to play in. Tough barn.
But that's the top of the morning news. A lot of good stuff. Sports is back, full effect. Fall weather. We love it. We love it around here.
We do love it.
It's a great time. Let's pass it to Jason.
Let's look at the Antonio Brown tweet of the day. Roll the clip.
Kicks him in. Antonio Brown.
Go on social media, man. This is about us. Nobody else, man.
And if you follow Antonio Brown, he's really passionate about America and what's going on right now with the country. Election days coming up. But I thought it was appropriate to have this little edit. It's kind of, I might get this and hang it on my wall, actually.
Put this on a shirt.
But the American Eagle, American flag in the background, AB, he just, 2024, the year of Antonio Brown. It really is. That's really what we're about. He loves America. He's an ambassador for America. So we appreciate AB for what he's doing.
Listen, AB, when he's passionate about things, he's usually good at it.
He goes all in. He goes all in about whatever he's doing.
I mean,
so
what a guy.
Just what a legend.
Shout out to Antonio Brown. 2024 is the year of Antonio Brown.
It is.
So I gotta buy some of his merch, man. I really do. Some of that stuff is crazy. Let's get into our week 7 of the NFL, I believe, right? That's right. Yeah. Week 7 of the NFL picks. As of right now, it is it's not tied. I didn't update this.
You're up 1.
I'm up 1. That's right. Let's get into our week 8 picks. Sorry, it's week 8. Week 8 picks of the NFL. Start off with tonight. We got the Vikings going to the Rams. I'll make the first pick of the week. It's fine. I'm going to go with the Vikings to kind of bounce back after their first loss of the season. I think this might actually be a little bit of a better game, hopefully with Kupp back. You know, the Rams have had some ups and downs this season, but they haven't really found any identity on offense at all. Bradford hasn't looked stellar, and I know that's due to a lot of injuries, but I do like Minnesota to bounce back here. I think they kind of needed that loss a little bit. You know, it was obviously they lost to a great team, but I like to see them bounce back. The coaches, I like the quarterback coach combo in this one on the road.
Yeah, I agree. I think the injuries just from the Rams, even though Kupp is back, they're still without Puka Nacua, some offensive line issues, and that defense flies around for the Vikings. The Rams, I think they've always played a close, like no matter who they're playing, I feel like it's a close game. But I think the Vikings pull this one out on the road.
Yeah.
Then my Ravens go to the Brown Towns. Jameis Winston starting for the Browns. We better win this game. That's all I have to say about that. I'm going with the Ravens.
I'm on board with the Ravens as well. Winning, your last 5, it'd be stupid to kind of pick against you guys. I do think Chubb being
it's
back,
a division game. Like they always play us well. They're gonna get fired up for this one for sure.
Yeah, I think Winston anything is better than what they had offensively at quarterback and just how their offense looked. So I wouldn't be shocked if they do look a little bit better. But obviously, you guys are the better team here. You guys got the MVP front runners, you could say, in the backfield, really. So I'm going with Baltimore, obviously, on this one.
Dub. The Lions host the 1-5, 1-6 Titans. I think they're 1-5. They had a bye week.
Sleeper team.
But that's my sleeper team, bro. They might win this game, honestly, but I'm not picking them. The Lions probably roll at home. I like Dan Campbell and the boys. Like, no matter who they're playing, they're probably always going to be ready to go.
Yeah, give me the Lions. Give me the Lions. Well, I don't even. Is Rudolph still the quarterback? Is Levis?
I believe he is.
Okay, yeah. Give me.
It doesn't matter.
It really didn't matter. I'm just missing my Will Levis plays of the week. My Shaq full plays of the week. Moving on, we got a divisional game in the AFC South. We got the Indianapolis Colts going to Houston. Houston coming off a loss at home, though. I like them to bounce back in this game. I need CJ Stroud to throw for anything more than 89 yards or whatever he threw for. Surely he could do that. I believe in him. They need to capitalize on offense when they do turn the ball over. I will say, just a spotlight, if you haven't been watching the Texans, Will Anderson off the edge is a freak show out of Alabama. If you haven't been watching him the last 2 seasons, he is a very good case for being the best player on that team right now. He's a dog. So give me the Texans at home to bounce back. I like D'Amico and the boys to kind of get right.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't love this slate this week. I feel like there's a lot of heavy favorites, and it could be a week where it's like just the NFL does its thing and just NFL's everywhere. But yeah, I can't pick against the Texans at home, especially in a bounce back week. Those boys are going to be fired up to get a win.
Yeah, especially in division.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing you were talking about. Maybe it could be a trap game. Obviously, I'm sure people are hammering Green Bay on this one. The Jags have looked better offensively the last 2 weeks compared to their first couple. Trevor Lawrence is finally getting some help with just catch the ball. That's all you got to do as receivers is just catch the ball. Green Bay goes to Jacksonville. I'm still torn on this because, like you said, I'm going to pick Green Bay in this one, but I would not be shocked to look at the score at 3:30 when it's almost over and Jacksonville's up by 10 for no reason at all in this game. But I'm going to take the Packers. Jordan Love is the only quarterback with, I think, multiple 4-touchdown games this season. Kind of like we said last week, a little bit Brett Favre in him, kind of a gunslinger. So I believe in the coaching staff here. I like Green Bay. I like what they're looking like offensively. And Jacksonville, I mean, They got nothing to lose, though. That's the problem for Jacksonville. They can go in and, just play out of their mind for no reason. But give me the Packers in this one.
Yeah, I'm on the same side. Give me the Packers. I've been high on the Packers all year. I mean, they haven't gotten that like convincing win. They're not blowing teams out. It's pretty much been they beat the Cardinals by like 20, but other than that, pretty close games. I don't love the Jags. I mean, they beat the Patriots by 20. Congratulations, everybody in the NFL is doing that. Trevor Lawrence in the offense does look better. I'll give him that, but give me the Packers.
Yeah. I mean, even in the game against the Bears when they didn't score much, like he basically threw 4 touchdowns. They were all dropped.
Yeah. And then Tua comes back. The Cardinals go to Miami. Tua is back. Tyreek said, start me in fantasy. We're all the way back. And I kind of agree with them. I think the Dolphins, I think everyone is going to get like a bump in just adrenaline and juice with Tua coming back. Obviously, hopefully he stays healthy for the entire game. But give me the Dolphins. That place should be rowdy. I mean, they're not really known for like a big home field advantage place. But give me the Dolphins to get a win.
Yeah, I think this is the first game we're going to be opposite sides of on. I like Tua coming back. I just don't know what Miami's offense is going to look like. Obviously, even when he was at the helm early in the season, it wasn't spectacular against the Bills in the first half. And then week 1 against the Jags, they didn't even lead until the last second of that game. I like Arizona. I like some of the components they have. James Conner looked great against the Chargers, even though I think the Chargers should have won that game on Monday night. I still think just overall, like just as a complete team right now and playing more consistent, I'm going to take Arizona on the road. Like you said, Miami's not really known for having a tough place to play unless it's like you're you're up north team and you have to go down south when it's hot. But give me the Cardinals on the road and probably another stinker for Arizona game. But yeah, give me Arizona.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that one works
Why not?
out. Moving on, we got another divisional game. A lot of division games, but they're not great matchups. But we got the Jets coming off of a stinker against my Pittsburgh Steelers. They go to arguably, maybe them and Carolina being the worst teams. They go to New England. How are you feeling about maybe potential game of the week here?
I mean, we did see this matchup earlier. The Jets won by 20. Aaron Rodgers probably looked the best in this game against the Patriots. Drake May starting for the boys here for the first time against the Jets defense. I think I have to take the Jets in this one just because the Patriots look so bad. Yeah. Gerard Mayo calling his team soft. Maybe they respond to that. Who knows? But I think the Jets need to win this game if they want to have any sort of season. So give me the Jets.
Yeah, I'm on board with you. The Jets need to bounce back. Kind of, they need an offensive like statement game here because everybody's just question marking the offense.
Yeah.
But obviously, just give me the Jets here. The Patriots, they suck. So
yeah. Next, another divisional matchup. The Falcons go to the Bucs. They are favorites on the road, and I'm assuming because Chris Godwin and Mike Evans will probably not be playing in this game. But I still don't know where I want to go with this. Like the Falcons need to win this game after losing to the Seahawks. I'm going to pick the Falcons. I don't love it, honestly. I could definitely see the Bucs and like the receivers that they do have. I think the Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer, those guys. Yeah. Bucky Irving's been looking good for them behind as a receiving back. Rashad White's a good receiving back. I don't know. Just give me the Falcons. I don't know why I'm picking them, but give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the other side of this. I know the injuries at the wide receiver room are, kind of unfortunate for the Bucs right now, but I think offensively they just still move the ball well. Yeah. Obviously, the two-headed back with Irving and White, like you said, those are good players, man. And the Falcons, they really haven't looked great. They only put up like 14 or 17 against Seattle. Again, a tough place to play in division. I think a lot of people are going to be betting on the Falcons to win just because of all the injuries to the Bucs. So I'm going to go with the home team here. Just kind of spice it up a little bit. I'm a Baker fan, man. I love watching Baker. I know they didn't have a great game against you guys, but still, I like him over Kirk Cousins. So give me the Bucs at home.
Nice. And then we have the Eagles going to Cincinnati. Kind of a sleeper matchup, you could say.
It's a fun
this is a fun matchup. I'm going to pick the Eagles because the Bengals suck. That's why.
That was quick. I have a question mark on this game because, like, if the Eagles come into this game and play like they have played in some of these games and look doo-doo, and the Bengals come out offensively and look good like they did against you guys and I think the Commanders, they've had some good offensive games. It's a weird spot. The Bengals are 3-4 right now. Could, with a win here, kind of stay in the hunt in the AFC wild card after starting in an abysmal like 1-4 or whatever they were. I have no idea who to pick in this game. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna take Cincinnati at home, which is crazy, but I don't know why. I don't think the Eagles have looked consistent. I mean, neither of these teams have looked consistent, but I'm just gonna go with the home team a little bit. I don't even know who's gonna win that game.
I don't like the Bengals defense. I think Saquon might just keep doing his thing. Hopefully.
I don't like anything in this game. The only things I like in this game that are solidified is Saquon for the Eagles and the receiving core for the Bengals. That's it. The Bengals receiving core versus the Eagles secondary could give them problems. Yeah. And yeah, I'll go with the
Bengals suck.
I don't know. Another weird game. The Saints go to the Chargers. Chargers coming off of a heartbreaking loss. If you kind of look into that game, Justin Herbert, in my opinion, is still arguably a top 3 talent in this league. He just does not get to show it at all. My sleeper team of the year. Not great, 3 or 4. I think they, like you said, they've lost 3 of their last 4 after starting 2-0. Coming off a bye week and looking like dog caca is not great. I like them. I need them to just win a game by like 30 points. Just look good, please. And this is a great opportunity for that. So give me the Chargers at home against, I believe, Spencer Rattler again leading the Saints is in this one. So.
Yeah, give me the Chargers. I think the Saints are just too depleted. I'm sure the locker room vibes aren't great. They started off the hottest team in the NFL, and then they've lost every other game since then. Give me the Chargers at home. They need to bounce back. I think Jim Harbaugh will have the boys ready to go.
Yeah.
And our matchup of the week, the Buffalo Bills take a trip across the country to visit the Seattle Seahawks. I'll start off. I like the Bills in this one. I think DK Metcalf missing for the Seahawks is a big missing piece. Amari Cooper, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but Amari Cooper's second week in this offense, I think he looks a little bit better, is more comfortable with the plays. I think the offense is going to be too much for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm undecided on this one a little bit. I have Seattle written down, but just looking at this game and thinking about it more, it's tough to choose. Both, we'll break it down a little bit, but two good offenses kind of going head-to-head. Like we said, DK Metcalf injury might be a problem for the Seahawks, but they still got other pieces, to score. Next man up is definitely a saying in the NFL. That's really true. So I'm going to take the home team. Seattle's still a tough place to play, tough environment. Their defense has looked better in the last – they looked a lot better against the Falcons off of their 3-game stretch that they had. We'll break that down a little bit. But, again, kind of a toss-up game, really, another close matchup this week. I'm just going to side with the home team. I think they can – I think this will be like a high-scoring close game anyway, maybe last-second field goal or something.
Yeah.
So then we got the Bears going to Washington, the Commanders. This – I don't know if he's playing, but this could have been, if he doesn't, the quarterback rookie matchup that we were hoping for. Kind of a banger if Jaden does play. Has he been ruled out? I don't think he has.
I don't think officially, but it's like not looking great.
Yeah. I hope he plays. I know that's unfortunate, but this would have been a great matchup as far as just the two rookies, kind of head to head in the rookie of the year battle. But I'm still going to pick the Washington Commanders at home. I know that's kind of crazy. The Bears do have a great defense overall. They've been playing really well this year. They haven't really had a test of a team yet. Everybody's kind of talking about the Bears wins, and they haven't played anybody. It's been like the Panthers and the Jags when they look terrible. So we'll see how they look on the road against one of the best coached teams in the NFL. I think it could be close. Mariota did look good. If he does start, we'll see if the nerves kind of get to him rather than just coming off the bench fresh. But give me the Commanders. I think they're a more complete team with coaching. But I think this will be another good matchup, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to take the Bears just because I don't think Jaden Daniels is playing. If Jaden Daniels was playing in this game, I would be picking the Commanders. I just don't believe in Mariota. I don't think he's going to be doing that against the Bears defense, who's a top 10 defense in the NFL against Mariota. So give me the Bears. I think Caleb Williams does enough to get it done.
Yep.
Then we go to a
game of the week.
A game that I probably won't see a snap of. The Panthers go to the Broncos. I'll keep this one short. Broncos on the Bo Nix looks pretty good. Sean Payton, good coach. Panthers stink. Bryce Young, I believe, is starting because Andy Dalton was in a car accident. He hurt his hand. It wasn't like very serious. He's fine, but he did break his hand or hurt his hand. So Bryce Young gets to start. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those games where the NFL is going to do what the NFL does, and just the Panthers are going to win for no reason. Regardless, I'm making it short too. Bo knows football. I'm going with the Broncos on this one. You want to talk about?
I guess I'll pick the Chiefs this week. I hope it's a curse.
God.
I hope it's a curse because I hope picking the Chiefs makes them lose.
He picked the Chiefs.
I did pick the Chiefs against the Bengals, to be fair, and I believe they won.
I think it's because you hate the Bengals more than
I do hate the Bengals more than the Chiefs. It's close. It's a close race between them, but the Raiders suck. I hope they win, but I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I am 6-0 on picking the Chiefs this season. So I think
I'm 1-5 picking the Chiefs. I think.
Yeah, so I think with a big shock to everybody, I'm gonna go with Kansas City on the road against a question mark of a Raiders team. I do want to see offensively what they I know it's a short week to kind of scheme up, but just plugging D-Hop in the offense, I like to see what Andy Reid's mind kind of draws up for him. And I don't think they're going to do anything elaborate. I just think having a guy who knows how to read coverages and sit in zones well, kind of find the mismatches, in man coverage. I think D-Hop is just, it's hard to find a better complete receiver in the NFL than him. Maybe this helps Travis Kelce kind of get going a little bit in the offense as well. That's been the biggest question mark for the Chiefs is offensively they haven't looked great. Everybody's saying that because they hope to God that it stays like that, because if this offense does get rolling, that's frightening to really think of. I think they might start in this week, so give me the Chiefs on the road. Then moving to Sunday night, we got kind of an all-time matchup if these idiot teams played good and were healthy, but they're not. Last time we saw the Dallas Cowboys, they looked like a high school team out there against the Detroit Lions. And San Francisco, shockingly, is under 500 right now on the season, which is crazy to think of. One of the best rosters in the NFL when healthy, one of the best coaching staffs in the NFL. What do you got in this one?
I think it's just too much of too many injuries for the Niners. Cowboys are coming off a bye. I don't know if Micah Parsons is back. I know they might be getting some pieces for that defense back coming off a bye. I'm going to pick the Cowboys here. I just think the 49ers are too banged up. The Cowboys get some rest. They got 2 weeks to prepare for the 49ers. The 49ers have Deebo Samuel and Jordan Mason, who's already the backup. So give me the Cowboys.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards San Francisco, and the reason is because even though they are injury depleted, if you look at that Chiefs game last week, the Chiefs are one of the only teams that have stopped the zone run scheme from San Francisco multiple times now. In the Super Bowl, they've done it. In the regular season matchups, they've done it. I think it's been since 2014 that the 49ers have beat the Chiefs. So it's been a while. I think that's kind of their kryptonite. I like San Francisco just as a coaching staff in this one at home. I think Kyle Shanahan, we've seen this before, that in that scheme and offensively, it's a plug and play. Obviously, they have great players, but there are a lot of guys that have succeeded in that offense, and it's not just the all pros or the big names that have done it. I like San Francisco. I think defensively, they shut down this Cowboys offense. They've needed a defensive game to kind of show that they're still one of the best in the league, and I like them to do it on Sunday Night Football in primetime in front of the world.
Nice.
And lastly, the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Mr. Unlimited. I'll keep it short. I like us in this. I think our defense is just too much to handle for a lot of teams, let alone some questionable quarterbacks that we're going to probably see in this one, whether it's Danny Dimes or I don't even know who the backup is for the Giants, but give me the Steelers at home. Drew Lock, yeah. I mean, good Lord. I think our defense literally is the best in the league. There are literally all pros everywhere on this defense. It's actually wild, but give me us at home. I like to see, our offense kind of look better as well.
Yeah, I'm on the Steelers. The Giants just stink. Your defense is going to just do whatever they want against Danny Dimes if he's the quarterback, whoever's the quarterback. Interested to see how the Steelers offense plays against. The Giants defense is pretty decent. They have a good D-line.
Yeah.
So interested to see how that works out, but I don't think the Giants can score enough points.
Yeah, I agree. Those are our Week 8 picks. Again, I'm up by 1. Still really close in the NFL picks. We'll see how that one goes. Excited for this weekend, though.
Yeah, let's break down the matchup of the week. Bills going to the Seahawks. Like I said before, the Bills flying across the country to visit the 12th man.
The Pacific Northwest.
I mean, it feels like the 12th man hasn't been as loud recently in the past year or two.
I think it's just the defense. They're not what they were.
They're really not. But maybe they show up for this one. The Bills are looking for their 6th win of the season, and the Seahawks are looking to stay above 500. They are at 4-3 right now in a tight race in the NFC West. The 49ers somehow still very much in it in that division. But the Seahawks go into this game without arguably their best player, DK Metcalf, suffered an MCL sprain last week against a win against the Falcons. Not confirmed that he's out, but it's not looking good for Metcalf to suit up. On the other side of the football, or the other side of the sideline, we will see Amari Cooper for the second week in this Bills offense. I did see a clip on the touchdown that he had last week. There was a clip of him and Keon Coleman lined up on the outside. Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman looking at each other. Keon Coleman tells Amari Cooper what route he's going to run on an audible, and then he catches the touchdown pass from Allen. So I think once Amari Cooper really gets comfortable in this offense, it's going to be even more dangerous. Josh Allen in the MVP conversation, playing really good football. It's going to get dangerous for anyone that plays this Bills offense. James Cook healthy, Shakir healthy. Keon Coleman finally had a big game for the Bills last week. And then the Seahawks last week against the Falcons, they were outgained in yards and first downs, but their defense had a scoop and score touchdown. Kirk Cousins threw 2 interceptions. It's going to be a lot tougher for that Seahawks defense this week against the Bills offense. That's kind of the matchup that I'm looking at this week, is that Bills offense, see how they look against the Seattle defense.
Yeah, I mean, that play was funny. Amari was like, what am I doing here? Almost said, you're running a post for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He said, all right, bet.
Say less.
Yeah, potential shootout here in Seattle, in the Pacific Northwest. Obviously, like we talked about, that environment, the 12th man, they get ready out there in Seattle. I like this game a lot. I'm excited. I'm excited. I like to watch good offenses right now because there are really not a lot of them. But a lot of people are picking the Bills to go into Seattle and win this, and the reason I think is because that defense in Seattle before Atlanta, they had a 3-week stretch. Okay, they lost 2 of the 3. They were giving up 35.6 points per game in that 3-week stretch. That's not normal for Seattle. Even post Pete Carroll, that's really bad. Not great from the Seahawks, like I said. Their defense is a little bit up and down on the season. They've had like last week, they had a good game against Atlanta, and then before that, they have the pieces though. They have the pieces. They have They have 2 good cornerbacks on the outside. They have a good front 7 when healthy. They just kind of got to put the pieces together and get comfortable and get have good chemistry defensively. I think that's what they're missing. But they sit in the middle of the pack of everything. If you look up their statistics, they're not horrible in some areas, but they're not great. But that's the key matchup for me, is the defense for Seattle versus, like you said, this offense for Buffalo, primarily in the secondary. Like I said, they have 2 good cornerbacks. They have a good safety. They just need to put the chemistry together. But like you just said, made good points. The Bills' offense is kind of gonna get to a wagon state. I feel like they got a lot of pieces. They have an MVP front runner playing good football, like we've seen with the Ravens, like we've seen with the Bills, like we've seen with the Lions. When you have a quarterback that's playing at a high level, it's not easy to beat those teams. obviously with the core led by now Amari Cooper, I just that's my biggest matchup right now. Seattle secondary versus the Bills offense, especially in the pass catching department. A win for Seattle here though could take control of the NFC West. They could moving forward in the midweek point of the season. Like we said, San Francisco somehow is still 3-4 with all these injuries and stuff. They haven't looked great. They've lost some games in the fourth quarter. They could very well easily be like 5-2 right now. But with a win here for Seattle, that would be huge. This might be the best head coach matchup of the weekend as well. I like McDonald. I like McDermott. That's going to be two good prep teams, two good guys during the game, good clock management, good situational football from both of these guys, except for when the Bills played the Texans, which is fine. That's kind of an anomaly with Sean McDermott. So Seattle will need to find a way to move the ball, like you said, without Metcalf. If he doesn't play, that is a tough loss. But this might be a Geno Smith Superman cape type of game. We've seen that Josh Allen in the early parts of the season kind of had to put the team on his back, make extraordinary plays. This might be a game where Geno needs to kind of step up and do that a little bit and keep up with Josh Allen back and forth. I do like to see this game as a back and forth kind of shootout. Excited for this AFC and NFC matchup. Two good quarterbacks, two exciting quarterbacks, two good offenses. I'm excited. Good matchup of the week. Like I said, I picked Seattle. I think this is going to be a Geno Smith. You need to make some plays here, bud.
Maybe on the ground, get his legs going a little bit. He's a underrated runner with the football.
Yeah, I could see that. They might not have they're going to miss big plays down the field with Metcalf, so they're going to have to move the ball at some ways.
Tyler Lockett, Smith and Jigba step up.
I like Njigba to have a key game here too. He's going to need it.
It's Noah Fant, I believe, is their tight end as well, right?
Yeah, Fant. He's had good games this season too.
Yeah. Let's move on to our new power rankings for week number 7.
8.
Week 8. I scrolled up to see our picks and it said week 7, so I
know I didn't change it.
It's fine. Starting off with my number 1 team.
Shockingly.
They're 6-0. Sure. They're the number 1 team, I guess. Can't not move them. I mean, they keep winning somehow. So
the reason they keep winning and the reason they're number 1 for me as well is because they have arguably the best defense in the league, or one of the best defenses in the league, especially in the fourth quarter. Statistically, they're very good.
I agree.
Well coached defense. Obviously, we've talked about that front four, especially led by Jones and the boys. They're kind of a handful for a lot of teams. So
yeah,
I got Kansas City. They don't move for me. So
I actually had the Vikings in the number 1 spot last week, and the Chiefs were at 2. So the Vikings dropped a little bit for me after losing.
Yeah.
They dropped a couple spots here because my Ravens are the second best team in the NFL. That's for sure. I'm not putting an NFC team above the Ravens. They don't lose to the NFC.
That's actually a good point. I have Detroit. My first 4 is almost the exact same. The only thing that changes is Detroit and Minnesota flip for me. I had Minnesota last week at 2. They moved to 3. I have Detroit in at 2 now. Obviously, a big win against the undefeated Minnesota Vikings on the road. They improved to 5-1. And I'm not sure if I will like a coach that's not a Steelers coach more than Dan Campbell. I literally want to be a Lion. Like, I just want to be in the locker room and listen to what he's saying.
That is facts. The Lions for me coming at 3 after the big win against the Vikings. They move up a spot for me to the number 3 spot in my top 10.
Yeah, just a good team.
Yeah,
good team. I have, like I said, Minnesota at 5-1 at number 3. They fall 1 spot. Still a good team. That's a game that can go either way. A division game. I mean, both of 2 of the best teams in the NFL. I'm happy we get to see that matchup again in a couple weeks. So yeah, they moved to 3.
Vikings moved down to 4 for me, right under the Lions. I mean, that division is kind of insane right now.
Yeah.
But I got the Vikings at 4.
Yeah, I have your Baltimore Ravens at 4. They didn't move last week from last week. It's just these 4 teams are really 2 through 3 for me. Detroit, Minnesota, and Baltimore all have either one, they have really good quarterbacks, or Sam Darnold is just playing really well. You could argue if he's a good quarterback or not. I don't care. He's 5-1. And just overall, these coaches and teams are just good. it's hard to kind of, but all three of them have 5 wins. So, but I have Baltimore at 4. I think any of these teams in the top 4 can win a Super Bowl this year. So,
yeah,
mix them up however you please.
Coming in at number 5, I have the Bills. I really like the Amari Cooper acquirement. They're all healthy. Josh Allen's playing good football. The defense is kind of a question mark still for me, but I still think the Bills are a top 5 team. I have them at 5.
Yeah, I have the Bills at 5 as well, at 5-2. I do agree with the defensive question mark. I think Sean McDermott can coach well enough and prepare well enough each week to keep the defense just to do enough. They don't need to look like the Steelers. They don't need to look like the Chiefs. They just need to do enough. They have Josh Allen, playing at a high level as well. Obviously, we see, 4 of the top 5 teams for me are great, quarterbacks right now. So I have the Bills at 5. I like that a lot.
I just had to switch something up. I don't know why I had this, but I just switched the Packers to number 6 and the Texans to 7. But obviously, the Packers just beat the Texans on a last-second field goal. The Texans did not look – they haven't looked good since Nico Collins got hurt. I still believe in them. I still believe in Stroud. I still believe in that defense. But I have the Packers coming in at 6. Jordan Love, I kind of like the way he's playing right now. A little like we said, a little Brett Favre in him. I think that defense is underrated. They forced some turnovers. I think they have like the best plus minus turnovers in the NFL. I like the Packers at 6.
Yeah, I actually have the same 6 and 7 as you. I have Green Bay at 6 at 5-2, and then Houston at 7 at 5-2, just because of the head-to-head win last weekend. Talking about both teams, obviously Green Bay is offensively they're good. Like they're obviously well play called, they're well schemed, and like you said, Jordan Love. I think I said earlier, he's only quarterback with multiple 4 touchdown games. He's going to throw touchdowns. He might throw some interceptions too, but he's going to throw some touchdowns. I like their coaching staff, and they're a big play defense. They turn the ball over and they score off of it. Again, number 7, Houston, same as you. I like them to not throw for 80 yards in a game ever again. CJ Stroud is a really good quarterback. Still have to remember that he's still very young. I'm expecting them to win a Super Bowl, and I'm thinking this guy's in his 2nd year. They have a lot of players that are young, but defensively, I just believe that D'Amico Ryans coming from San Francisco is going to turn them into a team that's just going to dominate defensively. Maybe not this year, but eventually they got good players. They're still a top 10 team easily for me.
Yeah.
So I have them at 7.
The Eagles come back into my top 10. I really like when they're completely healthy on offense. I think they are a really good team. Saquon. I think AJ Brown, obviously he's not underrated, but I think he's in the upper echelon of receivers. He's a difference maker. He's only played in 3 games this season. They've won all 3 when he's on the field. Devontae Smith, obviously back for them. Dallas Goedert was hurt last game. He's a top 10 tight end in the league. So I think the Eagles right there at 8, I feel good about.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. He's not underrated. I would say he's just under talked about.
AJ
Brown. It's kind of like AJ Green. If anybody remembers AJ Green, great receiver, nobody talked about him.
Yeah.
In my 8th spot, I still have Washington. I still think I will continue to say this every week. I think Washington might be the best coach team in the NFL. Just pound for pound, what they did with a rookie quarterback, what they did with Mariota in that game. I know it's still an NFL team. You put up 40 points against anybody. That's impressive with a backup quarterback. I still have them at in the top 10. They're at 5-2. Big game against the Bears. I still think they can win it even with Mariota. That's how well coached of a team they are. And yeah, they're just a good coach football team.
Yeah. I have the Commanders coming in at 9. I agree with everything you just said. Jaden Daniels, he's I don't think a rookie has ever won MVP. I'm not sure, but he should be in the conversation, I think. I just like the way he plays. Mariota, I think they lose this game this week in Mariota, but they're still obviously a good team. They need Jaden Daniels to get healthy so they can stay in the top 10.
Yeah. At my 9 spot, I actually have the Steelers back in the top 10. Obviously, in my opinion, and it's not even a homer pick, but I just think we have the best defense in the league. Just at top to bottom, just players all over the place. If you guys watch that game against the Jets, you know what I'm talking about. Our rookie cornerback had 2 interceptions, 2 huge plays. We might have the best safety duo in the league. I don't even know if it's close. Just give me them at number 9 right now. If our offense starts getting going, I will actually become a believer in this team because that's been the question mark for the last 2 years. if Russ can do exactly what it's very eerily similar to Seattle. He has a great defense, a good run game. He just doesn't need to make mistakes. That's it. And we'll probably win majority of the games just like we do every year. But this is definitely arguably the best potential offense we've had since a Big Ben led team. So I got him at 9 at 5-2.
Yeah, I have your Steelers coming in at 10 as well. I like what I saw from Russ. Obviously, I agree with the Steelers. I mean, they're a top 2 defense for sure. I like the Chiefs defense a lot too. I mean, they're interchangeable. You could argue that either one is the best defense in the league. But I like the Steelers at 2. I like what I saw from Russ, and I like your point. Like, he just has to not game manage, make a few plays here and there, but just give the ball to Najee and Warren and let the defense do its thing.
Yeah. At number 10, I actually have the Seahawks back at my 10 spot. They were here like 2 weeks ago before they started that kind of sloppy 3-game stretch of losses they had. But at 4-3, I like Seattle. I like their coach. Mike McDonald knows what he's doing. Geno Smith, obviously, kind of a sleeper quarterback in the league right now. So give me the Seahawks at 4-3, a big game, obviously, against Buffalo this week. I'd like to see them win that to stay in the upper echelon of teams in the league this year. So I got Seattle at 4-3.
To Seattle, let's move to college football. That is our power rankings for week number 8. And we are going to week number 9 in the college football. We kind of got a big weekend of games.
These are good games.
These are good games.
These are good games. Let me start out with Michael Myers-led Boise State in the backfield. They go to, I believe, 6-1. UNLV. Yeah. Kind of a shocker team. They're not ranked, but they've had some good wins on the season. They host a hot Boise State team. Who do you have in this Mountain West matchup?
Yeah. I like Boise State to continue to roll. I think Ashton Jeanty just keeps going. UNLV's defense, I know their offense is a powerhouse. Their defense isn't that great. Jeanty could run for 300 yards in this game. Because he'll probably be playing the entire game.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm taking Boise State on the road. I think this is a great matchup to watch if you haven't tuned into much of the Mountain West. Obviously, Boise State had a great game against Oregon, even though they lost. It's going to be tough for UNLV, like you said, with that defense to stop, in my opinion, the Heisman winner. So, yeah, give me Boise State on the road. And probably a good game. Probably a good game.
I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
We got Syracuse going to Pitt. This game's actually today. This is tonight, Thursday night college. A little ranked action here. Syracuse goes to Pitt, little ACC matchup. 19th ranked Pitt. Undefeated right now.
Undefeated.
I think they continue that. I think they go 7-0. Syracuse is a good team. Obviously, Kyle McCord, good quarterback. But I think Pitt is just their defense is playing well. Their offense is kind of high, like a sleeper offense. Just give me Pitt at home.
Yeah, I actually have a question mark in this game just because it's a big ACC matchup. Syracuse has had some good wins. I know they beat Georgia Tech and then some other teams. They're going on the road against Pitt. I like Kyle McCord to kind of have a big game in this one. They're going to need it. But I'm going to side with the home team. I like Pitt in this one slightly. I think this could be an overtime game or even like a field goal type of game.
Yeah.
But I like to see a good game in the ACC here, yeah. But give me Pitt at home. I'm just gonna. If this was in Syracuse, I'd probably go with Syracuse. But just because it's in Pitt, I'll take the home team. Let's talk about my favorite team in the country, Notre Dame. I don't even know if they're ranked. I don't have it here on the screen. But they go to at number 24 Navy, the Naval Academy. I'll keep it short. Navy's winning this game by 30. Who do you got this one?
I'm taking Notre Dame. Just because you're not, and I've won every pick against you picking Notre Dame, so I'll continue that.
Northern Illinois. This team sucks. Team sucks.
Give me Notre Dame. Navy, good run though. Undefeated. Navy's a ranked team, which is crazy for them. Unfortunately, that ends tonight.
It's crazy that Navy and Army are going to be undefeated by the last game of the year. It's crazy.
Then we have a big game, college game day in Indiana for the first time. The 13th ranked Hoosiers host the Washington Huskies. Just give me Kurt Cignetti and the boys at home against Washington. I'm just going to ride Indiana until they prove me wrong here.
Yeah, I'm with you. Captain Kurt knows what he's doing at the coaching spot. I've watched so many videos on on his interviews.
Legend.
And just I'm sorry, Washington. You guys are a good football team, but Indiana is going to take this. Is this a Big Ten matchup?
It is a new Big Ten matchup.
Yeah,
because
Big
of Washington.
10.
Yeah,
nice little conference matchup. But give me Indiana at home to kind of. I think they might have a little statement game here again.
Okay. And then we have a big SEC matchup, kind of.
God,
I guess.
Lord have mercy.
21th ranked Missouri goes to Alabama. 15th ranked Alabama. Been a while since I've seen a 15 in front of their name. I'm going to pick Alabama, I guess. Like, they have to win this game. It's for their just the legacy of the school, I guess.
Yeah.
Alabama.
I mean, good Lord. Like, they have every way to lose this game, too. I'm going to go with Bama because, like we've talked about, for them to even sniff the playoff now, you got to win out. It obviously starts at home against Missouri. Good Lord, can Caitlin DeBoring, can he muster up a coaching game for once in the last 4 weeks? I mean, my goodness. And then obviously, I mean, for a while there, Milroe was the front runner really for the Heisman the first couple of weeks. Since then, he's kind of turned into like AJ McCarron. I don't know what really happened, but he needs to have a big game here. Like, he needs to have like a true top quarterback performance.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on, we got Pig State. Sorry, excuse me. Watching too much MCAA. Penn State. Number 3, Penn State goes to, I believe, 6-1 Wisconsin or 5-2 Wisconsin. What are your thoughts on this one?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to do here. I really want to pick against Penn State, but this is Wisconsin's game. This is the one they probably had circled since the beginning of the season. This is what they are playing for this season. And Penn State hasn't looked like the third ranked team in the country. They're just beating everyone on their schedule, barely. I don't know. I'm gonna pick Penn State because it's the smart thing to do, just because I think they have the better personnel and the better quarterback. But I think this is a close one. I will not be surprised if Wisconsin wins this football game, but I'm gonna pick Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that it probably is smart to pick Penn State here. That's why I'm not going to. I'm going to go with Wisconsin at home. Give me the Badgers,
I actually hope you win this pick.
In a Big Ten matchup. I just, like you said, what did Penn State beat USC by 3 points in an overtime battle? They haven't looked great. I just think, listen, Penn State's going to get exposed by Ohio State next Saturday. And I'm just going to jump to conclusion now. It might as well start now. Give me Wisconsin and probably a lower scoring-ish. Again, Penn State's quarterback hasn't looked great either all season. I wouldn't be surprised if Wisconsin creates a couple turnovers here. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Wisconsin in that environment just has a lot going for it. And like you said, it's a game they circled. It might be their national championship. And it might just be one. I mean, all we've seen all season is upsets and crazy games. Yeah. Add this one to the list. Give me the Badgers, baby.
Okay, I like it. And then we have our matchup of the week. Number 8, LSU. The Tigers go to the Aggies. Texas A&M, 14th ranked Aggies. I like the Aggies at home in this one. I think LSU, like you say every week, LSU is still overrated. I don't love the pick, but I'm going to roll with the home team just because it's the home team. If this was in LSU, I'd probably be picking the Tigers. But give me the Aggies at home.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't love this pick. I freaking love this pick. Give me the Texas A&M Aggies over these bum LSU Tigers. At home, the 12th man. Are we kidding me? We're going to break this down and show you why that Texas A&M is going to win by 30. But give me the Aggies at home to beat the, again, kind of overrated LSU Tigers. It's a tough environment, Garrett. Last time they were in a tough environment, Garrett really didn't play that great. So I like to see that again at home for the Aggies. And then we got a big ACC matchup. SMU, number 22, on the road against, I think, 6-1 Duke, who, again, another team that's not ranked but has had some good wins at home. I want to know where you're going with this one first.
I'm picking SMU. Duke sucks. I haven't beat anyone.
All right, I'm on board with him. I was going to pick SMU regardless. So give me SMU on the road against Duke. It is, record wise, I think it's like two of the top teams in the ACC, but ACC really hasn't been great this year. So give me SMU on the
Duke
road.
Stinks.
It's a basketball school. It's a basketball school.
They're getting ready for basketball season.
Yeah.
We have Cincinnati Bearcats going to your favorite team, the Colorado Buffaloes.
Let's go, Buffalo.
How are you feeling about this game?
I mean, everybody knows how I'm feeling about this game. The Bearcats are going in and smacking these guys around. Give me the Cincinnati Bearcats on the road against the Colorado Buffalo. I don't care. I don't care at all. The Cincinnati, they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. Sure, Shedeur might throw for 7 touchdowns, but Cincinnati's going to score 8.
I'm gonna pick the Buffaloes. I think they've been playing the best they've played with Deion Sanders. Ever. I think they have a national championship.
Maybe
That was like 40 years ago. But yeah, give me the Buffaloes at home. That place is always rowdy. Prime time for Colorado. I believe this is a late game on the East Coast, 10 o'clock. But give me the Buffaloes at home. Give me the Heisman winner to have a touchdown and an interception.
I didn't know Jency played for Colorado, but that's our picks for the week. I'm down 4 to Jason. Again, I'm kind of the gap is separating. I need to have a big week.
Well, you keep picking against Notre Dame. It's going to keep separating.
Navy, listen, it's an election year. Navy's winning this football game, okay?
Okay.
They got the country backing them up. Okay.
Say less.
Those are our picks. I'm down 4. We're going to make that up this week. Don't you worry about it because all these teams that I picked are winning. Let's break down our matchup of the week.
Yeah.
SEC football.
SEC matchup. Texas A&M kind of flying under the radar here. They're first place in the SEC, 4-0 in conference play, and they host the only other unbeaten team in the SEC, LSU, who's 3-0 in conference play. The Aggies lost the season opener to Notre Dame, but it quietly won 6 straight games. The Aggies defense has kind of been the story. They're only allowing 17.7 points per game. They've been outstanding on third down, only allowing 31% conversion rate on third down. LSU looking a little suspect, but they did have a statement win against Arkansas, who was just coming off a huge win over Tennessee the week before. Nussmeier he's been putting up big numbers, but he hasn't been convincingly the guy at LSU. He hasn't looked super accurate over the past 2 weeks, but the ground game has been carrying them through. This matchup between LSU's offense and the Aggies' defense is what I'm looking at, and I think will determine this game. If the Aggies can kind of shut down Nussmeier and that run game, I think the Aggies can do enough on offense to get it done.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of those points. The battle of the offenses in this one. Now, you talked about the Aggies defense, but I'll hit on the Aggies offense a little bit. Both 6-1 coming into the SEC. Number 1 and number 2. The Aggies at 1, LSU at 2 in the conference. You got to love that. Obviously, not what I expected coming into this week for the SEC. But regardless, this is a big matchup. This is the battle of the offenses, in my opinion. LSU coming into this one is the 5th best passing offense in the SEC, while the Aggies are the 2nd best run offense in the SEC this week. So it's kind of the battle of the offenses in different ways. Both are efficient on one side of the ball, but this game is going to come down to which side of the offense rises up, in my opinion. Is it going to be the LSU run game that has gotten better in the last couple of games, but overall as a season hasn't looked great? Or is it going to be the Aggies pass game? Like you said, they rely on that defense. They run the ball extremely well. One of the most efficient teams in the country on the ground. This game defensively will probably come down to whoever just eliminates the big play on offense. Both of these teams have, again, top offenses in the country. LSU's defense coming into Saturday night, they've given up 14 plays of 25-plus yards, while Texas A&M's defense has given up 13. So very similar in big play opportunity against these defenses. So in my opinion, it's just going to come down to which defense stops the big play when you're comparing both teams. Overall, who can flip the field, who can maybe cause more punts, maybe turn the ball over more, give these high-powered offenses statistically the more opportunities to win, I think is just going to take the cake in this game. And like I said, I think that's the Texas A&M Aggies. Go Aggies at home. That 12th man gonna be ready.
Prime time.
Ready.
At night.
Ready.
At night.
Ready.
Let's finish the episode off with an underdog slip. Let's look at, we have some NFL props this week. If you're not, before we get into it, if you're not on Underdog, sign up with code WOOD. You will get a $1,000 deposit match. I believe the free pick this week is Dak Prescott over a half a yard on Sunday Night Football. Code WOOD to get that pick. He should get 1 yard. I believe he can pass for 1 yard in that game. Code WOOD, sign up, tail this because it's hitting. I'll start it off. Lamar Jackson, over 205.5 passing yards. This just feels way too low the way the Ravens offense has been clicking. He's thrown for over 280 in 3 straight games. 2 of those games are over 300. Lamar over 205.5 passing yards.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm sticking with the yards from a quarterback. I'm going with Jared Goff over an alternative yard spread, but 219.5 yards. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games, and Tennessee hasn't faced any quarterbacks except for literally last week. I know that they're high statistically in passing defense. It's Fugaze. The one time they played a good quarterback, Josh Allen, he went for 323. So give me Jared Goff over 219.5.
I like that. It's way too low for Goff.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, over 5.5 receptions. He's hit this in 2 of the 3 games he's played in this year. He caught all 5 of his targets last week against the Giants. If the Giants would have put up any points in that game, I'm sure the Eagles would have been passing in the fourth quarter. He would have most likely hit that line if it was a competitive game. They have the Bengals this week. They can score. I see A.J. Brown going over 5.5.
Yep, and lastly, my pick is Bijan Robinson over 59.5 yards. He's gone over this mark in the last 3 games straight. The Bucs are banged up. The Falcons need to take advantage of that in this divisional matchup. The Bucs still, I think, can move the ball. So I think Bijan's gonna have a little bit of another big game.
Bijan. That's episode right there.
That's hitting. When we come back on Tuesday, that's hitting. So
yeah, that's free money actually.
If you don't put that in, don't blame us.
I mean, yes. But that's the episode. That's Thursday. That's our picks for the week. That's our new power rankings. That's college football. That's NFL. Big week for college football. Kind of a big week for the NFL. This might be the worst week we've had for matchups, but it surprisingly, the NFL can NFL. 5 underdogs are going to win this week.
Probably.
Somehow.
Probably.
Most likely.
Navy after the weekend will still be
Navy
undefeated.
is not winning.
So that's cool. Yeah. Next Tuesday, we will have our mid-season award winners. Yes. So look out for that. Let us know. What are your mid-season award winners?
Yes, put them in the comments.
And why is Lamar and Derrick Henry both winning Offensive Player of the Year and MVP? Let us know in the comments below. Are the Chiefs overrated? He thinks so. I don't know.
They are. I don't know. D-Hop, we'll see how they play with D-Hop. That's a big acquisition for them.
Yes.
And they play the Raiders, but we'll see.
The team on my wall and the team on his hoodie are still leading the AFC North. Business as usual. The world is complete. Everything's back to normal. The Browns and the Bengals are right where they belong. And life is good. The weather's crisp. Sports are in full effect. We got college football, NFL tonight. We got World Series tomorrow. LeBron and Bronny are playing together. This guy's creating his own teammates. Life is good in the year of 2024, led by Antonio Brown.
The Bengals are losing this weekend. I can't wait.
The Bengals in Philly. Fly, Eagles, fly. I don't know.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I picked Cincinnati. We're Morningwood. We are idiots, but we talk about sports. And
I like sports.
That bet is on Underdog is hitting it, and that's all I know.
I like sports.
I like losing money on bets when I hit 2 out of 3 Durant and Booker points, and then James Harden can't get 10 assists in a basketball game.
I like sports.
That's the episode.
We appreciate you guys watching. We will be back next week. Got a big week of football ahead. I love Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's a good time. We appreciate you. Back on Tuesday. We love you. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Bye.